Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another dealer showcase. Today we're over by Steven Stone's out in Coram, Long Island. My name is Skylar Santana. I'm the New York representative for RSR Materials Corp. Now we have exterior porcelain pavers and they have a display with us, and I wanted to get the owner's son on here to talk about porcelain because I preach that porcelain is going to be the best material that you could use for flat work, but at the end of the day, I'm a little biased, of course, working for the company, but they've been in the industry for a very long time and they understand the benefits that you can receive for porcelain. So we're gonna do a little bit of a Q&A. I'm gonna reenact how it would be as a homeowner coming in to get more information about the porcelain, and let's see what we come up with. I'm here with Andrew at Steven Stone's. He is a part owner, the son, second generation. They've been here for a long time, fantastic service, and they like to walk everybody through all of the particulars for their project to make sure that they have the right solution for their project. Andrew, thank you so much for joining me.
No problem, good to see you.
So tell me, Andrew, when a homeowner comes in, I'm sure they have a lot of questions for porcelain.
Yeah.
How do you explain to them what the product is and why it would be best for their project?
So they're always nervous when it comes to porcelain because they have it inside, they've had cracks and stuff like this. Right. They're not aware that there's a different standard for exterior grade right. porcelains. Oftentimes worried about slipperiness right. or how are they going to wear? How are they going to resist staining? How will they perform in the cold climate?
Right.
All of these different things. So we try to show them how the stuff has performed here. Mm-hmm. We try to explain to them how we have experience with jobs that have been installed for, in some cases, 5, 6, 7 years that we're familiar with, and we sort of keep tabs on these jobs
right.
to see how are they performing. We ask the contractors, we ask the homeowners, how does everything look? How is everything holding up?
Right.
Are you still happy? And most of the time, everything is just the way it's been installed. The stuff still looks like day one.
Okay.
They need to clean a little bit here or there, which
sure.
is just comes with the territory of being outside.
Right.
But that's okay. We tell them how to clean it. It makes it pretty easy.
Right.
And they're happy at the end of the day.
Exactly. And is there any questions from them when it comes to thermal retention? A lot of people have natural stone or they have mm-hmm. concrete pavers, and if they're by the poolside and they have kids and they feel like it's a little too hot, they have to wash them off. What do you tell them about porcelain in dealing with that kind of temperature?
So yeah, with the porcelain, what we've realized is that they don't tend to hold or retain the temperature like something like bluestone will. Bluestone right. just sucks up the heat
right.
and becomes uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
The porcelain has more reflective quality, so you don't have that same issue.
Right.
And it seems to be more comfortable in those settings.
Exactly. I like to say that if you have porcelain, you don't have to do that beach walk. You don't have to worry watering it off and yeah. cooling it off as much, because they are going to get warm. It's a 90-degree day, yeah. but it's going to perform a little better in that aspect. Yeah. Slip resistance, you mentioned that's yeah. a very big concern, obviously, again, yeah. if they have kids. What has been your experience with that slip resistance with porcelain? Is it very slippery? Is it manageable? How has it been yeah. with your experience?
So I will say this, like adults, knowing what a surface looks like and your mind looks at it and it tells you that it's going to be slippery. Right. So the first time you walk across it, you're nervous. Right. You're walking very, very carefully. And then you see the kids running across the surface. It's yes. wet, it's a pool deck. Right. And they're just running across the surfaces barefoot. And they seem to be doing just fine.
Absolutely.
So yes, you have to get over that visual of what you're used to, but no, right. they're very safe.
Right, going back to what you said, they think of the exterior porcelain of yeah. having the ceramic inside their home. Yeah. And these are designed for outside, so you're not going to have that slip. Correct. You're not going to have the staining that you can't get out of it. It's going to be chemically resistant. So if you do get a stain on there that's yeah. tough to get out, yeah. you don't have to worry about acid washing it, let's say, yeah. and changing the color. Yeah. And like you said, over the years, that color is going to last phenomenally. It's going to look like it was just installed, yeah. even still. And I think your father also did porcelain for his home. Is that
yeah.
correct?
Yeah, he's got a pool deck, close to 3,000 square feet. Okay. It was installed pre-pandemic, so gotcha. 5-6 years ago. Okay. And it looks basically the way it was installed.
Gotcha.
No change. Any kind of maintenance right. can be done with relative ease. Okay. And it still continues to look great.
Perfect. So the install process, I think that also gets in the mix eventually.
Yeah.
What do you tell them as far as the install process for porcelain? Is there any tricks to it? Is there anything that's significantly different? How does that look?
So the one thing that we've noticed is originally guys were installing it much like a paver.
Okay.
RCA based sand and then the porcelain on top.
Right.
We found that it doesn't work as well as a paver when it comes to the polymeric sand in the joints.
Gotcha.
So we've been recommending a concrete slab, thin set down to the concrete slab, and then an exterior tile grout for the joints. It's holding up great.
Gotcha.
That method. Other methods, you seem to have to fix them on a regular basis.
Yeah, and I say that all the time with the poly sand. It's just not enough thickness to fall into that joint.
Correct.
Sometimes you have issues of it coming out. So an exterior grout even is possibly a good choice as well. But the install process is basically like when you install bluestone at the end of the day. Concrete base, thin set, nothing really changes. And then you're getting all of those benefits from it. My last question, Andrew, is how is the quality of porcelain? Are all porcelains created equal? Is there a difference? Are there porcelains out there that you wouldn't feel as confident? How would you answer that question? Because I think that there's price changes and price ranges, right?
Yeah.
But as comfortably as you are to answer that question, what's the difference of porcelain that you've seen out there?
So yeah, some of them just seem to be they just seem to hold up a little bit better. Right. Even on the displays, we'll see them out. Your material seems to hold up just fine outside. You know, other ones, we've seen little irregularities or something, even in the production of the material, perhaps you might want to call it that. Right. But your material seems to hold up just fine. We've seen it out. It's very durable material.
Absolutely, and I think what makes us a little different from what's out there, not only do we have the 2x2s, but we actually have 16x32s, so we got those Rex for them to put into the mix, but we also have an 1 1/8" that's safe for driveway. We have a thicker porcelain for that aspect. And I think that when you want to do your full project, you now have that option of driveway, walkway, pool, patio, without having to worry about any of the issues that you mentioned before, because you have that diversity, but you also have that quality in manufacturing that matters. And then we also have 6x12s with actual spacer bars, so they act like pavers if they want to do the borders. So I think that's what makes us a little different. Manufacturing is very important to us. But yeah, man, I really appreciate you giving us that feedback and that knowledge, because I know you work with homeowners all the time. And I know if you had it your way, you'd probably sell porcelain all the time, knowing that it's going to give that benefit for long lasting and low maintenance.
Yeah, no, the stuff definitely holds up well. You can rest easy knowing that you have this stuff down.
There you go. Thank you so much, Andrew, for doing this.
All right, good to see you.
All right, good to see you too.
Thank you.